Connor O'Neill says, wow, so brutal for my man Vogelsang. Disappointing lack of scarves now at this final table.
Brutal. Should I cheer everyone up by giving something away with a game of EPT co-stars?
And like tank for 30 seconds.
Let's just see how this hand plays out. Sorrell's raised with Queen Jack suited.
About 3 million.
Steve O'Dwyer's got sevens.
Oh boy.
And the raise is to how much?
170.
See, that's a tough spot with a tough hand because you don't really want to re-raise here and get shoved on. On the other hand, sevens is a really tough one because you're rarely going to feel comfortable.
6.5 million chip
on the flop.
leader. Yeah.
You're also out of position.
So it's just one of the which one of the tough ones he's going to do.
I think Steve is third in chips with about 3.2 million, and Sorrell is last in chips with I think somewhere around like 2.5 or 2.4, but he's not like super sure. I'm gonna win this one anyway, but hopefully for you, you're 1%. Sorrell gets second. Yeah, this is mine.
As long as I can get my fucking entry, that's what I'm looking for. Second place is give me a ticket.
I would love to see what Steve did
It doesn't matter.
to a shove now.
But the better question is how is
I'm guessing he just committed himself there at
For a lot of people, I think sevens is right on the line of hands that you do this with. I think
wow.
Sixes
Did he
you
call? That's a very creative call.
And that's just going to look like an awful, awful flop for Steve. He checks.
Well, I would assume it looked like a great flop for Steve, considering the fact that he 3-betted.
I just mean given what his actual holding is, he's just not going to like it. Goes check, check.
I'm surprised about both checks.
King on the turn.
What Sorrell is thinking here, like he couldn't really bet. His hand doesn't look like something that could bet on the flop, considering he only called. So if he has to pretend that his hand is ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-10, it's going to be tough for him to bluff this home, which is the reason why he only checked it.
Sevens hold. Will he get to showdown?
He will. At least he's going to call. I doubt he's going to take a stab at it. It doesn't make any sense. Sorrell knows that.
So after being 3-bet pre-flop, it checks all the way down. Sevens hold.
O'Dwyer had 660,000 to his stack. He's up over 4 million, pretty much tied with Bryn Kenny for second. Sorrell Mitzi down to 2.3 million. All right, we've postponed it enough.
Yes.
Let's kick off this contest, Joe.
Okay, EPT co-stars. I explain how the game works. We're mashing together a movie title and a player at this table's first and last name. It does include players who've been eliminated, so there's that. Theo, pick a number between 1 and 7.
6.
Theo's picked 6. Let me figure out who number 6 is.
Meanwhile, a reminder of the EPT Live League. Check on the latest league table and make sure you play all the free rolls while we're here at the PCA to put yourself in contention for that EPT Live League Player of the Year prize and Estrella's Barcelona package.
This PCA final table is starred in a 1970s thriller about a radio DJ's interactions with a serial killer.
Me and my friend Roger.
It is not called Me and My Friend Roger. But good guess, Bryn Kenny.
Can I make one slight amendment to the clue?
Yeah.
I'd say more of a stalker than a serial killer.
Okay, fine, a stalker.
Not messing around here.
Well, I asked you ahead of time to check them out.
Tell you the truth, I grabbed the wrong color.
I need time to think about things.
I'll confess.
That's all right.
Why lie?
You would have gotten a call for 220.
Raise and take it, Roger Sipple.
Yeah, so don't read too much into my bet.
Read the clue one more time, Joe.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
PCA final table is
300,
starred
that's when I
in a
think, yeah,
1980s
it's coming
drama
600.
about the start. That's wrong. I'm reading the wrong clue. This PCA final table is starred in the 1970s thriller about a radio DJ's
I'm more afraid
interactions
of the
with
next
a
bet than the
stalker.
first one.
So you're going to mash together the title of the movie with the PCA final table list.
Wow, I think we had a winner already. I think Andy Biggs has got it.
Just 20
Who
in the big
framed
one,
Roger
so that's a nice discount.
Incorrect, the big boss.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't need any more than that.
Is Andy Biggs correct?
Andy Biggs is correct. Play Sorrel
Andy
Mitzi
Biggs?
for me. So Andy Biggs, you can win yourself a PCA t-shirt or a Stapes Ungrateful Christmas regift. Let us know via Twitter.
And you're not prepared to reveal what the
No,
Christmas...
it's given at random.
Oh,
it's a
cool.
mystery gift. And I'll let Theo reach into my sack and pull out
Roger,
a gift.
You're,
Sounded
those chips
wrong,
back.
but I'll
Was
reach
that-
No,
into
it
your
sounded
side.
right.
Yeah, you're not the big
I'm
one.
not the big blind?
No, I'm
Yeah.
the big blind.
Thank you.
Got so many chips over there. You're good with it.
So eager to
Put some in.
clean up this mess here.
This is hand 38 of the final table. We are four-handed in the $100,000 buy-in Super High Roller event. By the way, both players at this final table who reloaded are still in. Roger Sipple, the current chip leader with 6 million, and Steve O'Dwyer, currently second in chips with 4.08 million. Next man out, $659,400, close to 1.9 million to the eventual champion. And a reminder that also taking place here today inside our poker room at Atlantis, we've got the penultimate day of the LAPT Bahamas tournament. We'll show you the final table of that tomorrow here on EPT Live. Plus, it's day 1A of the PCA main event. Follow the live updates via the PokerStars blog.
Yes.
Andy says, well, hey, gotta be the re-gift.
All right, Andy's going for the regift. I'll be right back. Got to get my sack.
Sorrel's raised the button with King Jack. Roger Sipple with Ace-5 in the big blind.
Theo, reach into my sack. Pull out one item, please. Oh, that's one of the better items. What is it, Theo?
What? I get
It's edible undies.
edible undies.
One pair of men's briefs, edible.
I think we need to actually read the full description of the packaging.
Sure, go ahead, James.
Sensuous with taste. Edible undies. Assorted flavors, missing the U. One just right for your man. Contains one brief in cherry flavor.
Wow.
Isn't my mom the best?
No, that's a great gift.
I didn't think there'd be any reason I would ever actually use these, so they're getting regifted. And you know what? Theo Jorgensen's going to sign them for
I'm
you.
gonna sign these edible undies.
I apologize, Theo, that we're forcing you to sign some edible underwear.
It's really difficult to actually give these away right now because I'm starving, guy.
And let's be honest, you couldn't eat a PCA t-shirt, so you chose well, Andy Biggs.
2.1 behind.
You chose wisely.
So here's what happened.
That's
Top
a
pair
very
for
bad
Sorrel.
card.
Sorry,
for
top pair for
Sorrel.
Sipple on the flop, and Sorrel catches a piece on the turn. The action went check on the flop, by the way.
Which is the reason why it's a very bad card for Sorrel. You would think that he could take a stab at it with nothing, so I'm assuming Sorrel is definitely in for a call here. The question is whether he can lay it down on the river. Unless Sipple's image is so tight that he can lay it down now.
Another hello to EPT Live fan Ryan LaPlante. He says, watching this is making me really excited for T-Coop on PokerStars. Can't wait to get back on the grind in Toronto. Good luck to you, Ryan. Thanks for watching.
Now
Thanks
it's
for-
just a matter of how experienced he is, whether he's going to go for value here, Mr. Sipple.
I never thought I'd actually be signing.
Nope.
The-
That would have been a great value bet.
You never thought you'd
But
actually be.
obviously it's easier since we can watch the cards.
You never thought you'd actually be signing edible underwear as given to me by my mother.
No.
What's that?
They weren't genuinely given to you by your mother, were they?
Well, they were on my Christmas list.
I think he, Mr. Sipple, lost out on some action here because I don't know what he's getting afraid of there. Yeah, the flush draw, but if he had the flush draw, you would assume he was betting out on the flop. And the deuce he shouldn't really be concerned about. On the other hand, the deuce makes his 5 kicker into a jack kicker instead. So.
By the way, look at this, Theo. Everyone on an upswing from the start of the day, bar Sorel Mitzi, who came in as the chip leader and has lost close to 3 million, leaving himself with 1.9 million now.
And that might have something to do with the fact that he called with Queen Jack suitor here later on to a 3-bet.
So 5 minutes left on the level. 5 minutes till the first break of the day. O'Dwyer with ace-10. Raises his button. Jack-10 suited for Roger Sipple. He elects to call the raise. Bryn Kenny with pocket threes calls as well out of the big blind. 3-way to this flop.
A lot of chips in the middle.
A lot of chips.
And the free roll password is on your screen right now. It is Poitiers. Poitiers.
Boom.
Sipple flops another huge draw. Gut shot and a flush draw. O'Dwyer best with top pair.
Action check to Steve, who was the pre-flop aggressor.
Dwyer is obviously feeling comfortable about his hand right now.
How fast is Sipple going to play this draw?
Steve bets just under half pot. I like to just move all in here, take the guesswork out of it, you know?
Yeah, well, I like the raise here because, well, does Steve really have to have anything? He might get it down now. On the other hand, if he doesn't, he's still going to be having a great draw. But it's going to be a huge hand.
You don't see that many semi-bluff raises anymore.
On the other hand, if he only calls, there's a small chance that Bryn could get into the pot again, so he's getting even better odds on his flush draw.
Well, Kenny folds, and we
now
get the king on the turn.
Oh, boy.
Giving Sipple Broadway with a redraw to a flush. O'Dwyer officially drawing to a chop.
This is going to be interesting, like, because these guys are really deep. O'Dwyer is not going to be happy with himself if he bets and calls. So if he's betting here, I'm assuming it's because he's capable of laying it down. If not, obviously the better shot would have been just checking here, but...
And again, right around half pot.
600,000. Andy Biggs, very grateful for the signed edible underway. He says, thanks, guys. It's like Christmas all over again. Sort of.
Just like my Christmas, except you're not being given those underwear by your mom.
The really experienced guy here would probably only raise as small as possible because you're not really afraid of anything. Like, you're afraid of maybe a couple of aces and kings. But how likely is that? You just don't want to scare him off. But I got a feeling that Sipple might raise too much.
I'm wondering about Steve's bet, too. You know, Steve bets here again on the turn. Does he think that Sipple's mostly going to have just flush draws when he calls that flop? Because I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't want to give away any cards on the flush draw or any pair combo. And he's definitely not thinking that he's going to get re-raised.
there is the raise.
There's a very good chance, by the way, that this will be the last hand of the level.
See, 1 million is more than I was hoping for. I was hoping he was going to go a little lower, considering the fact that he's not afraid of anything. But
we can see the whole cards, and
yeah.
So obviously.
But still,
I feel like
in
when you get called on that flop and then you get raised on the turn, like you're just ace 10 just not
exactly
good very often.
And I assumed that's he was betting out, so because he was capable of laying it down now. But as I've mentioned so many times, it's so much easier for us sitting here staring at the cards.
Sure.
Knowing what we're up against. And now he's trying to maybe find a way to... maybe his plan, most likely his plan was, well, I'm going to bet, and if I get re-raised by Roger, I'm going to lay it down. But now he's trying to maybe talk himself into it. Hopefully he's just going to go with his plan and laying it down.
You would assume Roger's more of a straightforward player. You wouldn't, expect him to just go nuts here.
I haven't seen anything that proves otherwise.
And we've seen Steve play fairly conservatively so far today.
What's going through Steve's mind is maybe that, why is he not afraid? I've been playing this like ace-queen and ace-king. Why is he not afraid of that? He cannot have 10-jack.
This is a big pot.
He would not only call on an inside straight draw.
I know, but Roger said he does.
So then he has 7s, but why didn't he re-raise? Well, that's because he's got the 10-jack with a flush draw.
He might have 7. If Roger wins this pot, like even just now or a bigger one, this turn gets over. Just get the heads up.
I mean, Roger would call the flop. I mean, what are some hands Steve would hope Roger would call flop with? Like a bad ace. That's probably not raising here. That would be weird. King Queen is a hand you'd hope he'd call flop with, and now it's winning.
It's just such a monster.
Ace King and Ace Queen
like that
would call
king
flop,
is,
and they
it's
were
such
already
a great
winning.
flop, yeah, because it's so disguised for Roger, the straight.
It's just flush draws. It's just flush draws.
Well, Dwight is thinking there's no way he can have the straight. There's absolutely no way he's calling with 10-jack. So why is he not afraid of the king, ace king? I know he doesn't have ace king because or ace queen. He would have re-raised me pre-flop since he only called. So it doesn't make any sense.
I think Steve folds this.
I would love if the commentators afterwards, let's say he go bust on this one, Steve. I would love if the commentators actually start not being so nice and asked, like, even though it's painful, well, can you go through the last hand with us in this one? Like, what was your plan when you raised on turn? Was that not, if you got re-raised to, wasn't your plan to fold? Because I'm convinced
you mean when
his
Steve
plan.
bets the turn?
Yeah, when he bets the turn, I'm convinced his plan in his head was, if I get re-raised, I'm going to fold.
He's been thinking about this for over 3 minutes now.
I mean, again, just what is Roger Sipple raising here that Steve's beating? It just has to be a flush draw that he's decided to go get a little weird with.
But obviously, Steve is betting the turn not to give any cards away on the, like, most likely he's afraid of the flush draw.
Maybe Steve's just wondering if Sipple has a hand that he'll fold to a jam. And maybe he does have a value hand, but maybe he can fold to a jam. Maybe Steve wants to rep the straight.
Steve wants to rep the ace king or the ace queen because he's convinced that Sipple doesn't have it.
Steve looking back at his hand.
The 4-minute fold.
Folding. And that'll take us to the first break of the day as Roger Sipple extends his chip lead up to 7.8 million. Steve O'Dwyer down to 2.9 million.
Yeah, I think so.
And when we come back from break, blinds will be up to 50,000 and 100,000 with a 10,000 ante. Well, huge thanks to Theo Jorgensen from Team PokerStars Pro.
It was a pleasure as always. I'm so much looking forward to the stand-up. I have to run back to the computer and vote.
Yes.
Stapes, I'll see you in the stand-up comedy room.
See you at Joker's Wild.
So 4 players remain in the 100K super high roller here at the PCA 2015. We're back in just over 10 minutes time.
Introducing PokerStars $1 Million Spin and Go. With just $5 and 5 minutes of poker, you could win up to $1 million. Win big, fast, with the new $1 Million Spin and Go, only at PokerStars.com.
PokerStars 7 introduces the customizable Quick Seat lobby, where you can join our most popular games with just one click. Or you can configure it exactly how you want with shortcuts to get into your favorite types of games quickly. If you're a cash game player, you can create Quick Seat shortcuts. Just choose your favorite game type, buy-in, stakes, and preferred table size, and you're ready to play your favorite ring game. If you have more than one favorite, just click on the plus button to create more shortcuts. You can also switch between Zoom and standard games easily. If you like playing tournaments, the tabs in the Quick Seat Tournament lobby let you choose between sit and goes and scheduled tournaments. The Quick Seat Tournament lobby also lets you see every tournament you've registered for or are currently playing via My Tournaments. Sit and go tournament shortcuts work the same way as the cash game ones. You can configure shortcuts to help you join the tournament types you like the most. Simply choose your favorite type of games and click register for the ones you want to play. As with cash games, you can add more choices by clicking the plus icon. In the PokerStars 7 Quick Seat Scheduled Tournaments lobby, available games look like tournament tickets and show the next 20 tournaments that match your filter criteria. On the ticket, you'll clearly see how long you have left before registration closes, what the buy-in is, how big the prize pool is, and the current number of entries. If any of them are featured tournaments, they'll appear as larger special tournament tickets. Click the register button to buy in. Every second counts in this game, and the PokerStars 7 Quick Seat lobby is designed to make access to your favorite tournaments and cash games effortless. Three high rollers, two former professional athletes, and an online qualifier competing in the fifth heat of Shark Cage from Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Call.
Jeremy Roenick limping with eights.
Eights, that was his number when he played for the Blackhawks. I'm just kidding, I have no idea, I totally made that up.
A6 for Susanna, the online qualifier.
A6, now I think that was JR's number.
She folds. 9 deuce for Fatima.
Remember, there's been no raise.
I have OCD with this thing. It's so annoying. Like, I always need to put them exactly perfectly so that the fields.
Look, it feels
Don't have
good
OCD,
now.
but you make me like lose 5 seconds on this every time. Okay.
That explains why I saw him washing his hands in the bathroom for 15 minutes.
Right.
I call.
Jeremy throwing in another 30,000.
It's so boring. It's so not nice.
Fatima folds.
Unfriendly.
Just put the blue chip. Yeah. What is it? What is the total? One blue, one red. Yeah. There you go.
This will be a race if we see all 5 cards, except we know Fatima folded a 9.
Jeremy's still ahead with 8s.
65.
I go on.
I call.
All in, raise, and call.
Oh, man, really?
And 2 overs to go with it.
Oh, he's going to get there. It's close. He'll get there. There's no question. This is my luck right now. He'll get there.
You got a blocker. 8 of clubs, you can.
Huh?
Got a blocker. 1 less out.
Kind of the worst situation you can be in and still be ahead.
Red.
Red ace.
Well, he doesn't want a red ace.
Red. No ace.
There you
We
go.
all want you to lose. I want you to know that.
You feel
There's no personality with Jeremy here. You feel the energy,
the hands I'm
all the
getting.
negativity.
The hands I'm getting. Aces all over the place. Pairs all over the place. I'm due for something good.
I think so too.
I think so.
I feel
have
it
a good
too.
life.
We
Come
all
on.
feel it, I think.
Well, I'm going to be touring a lot earlier than I wanted to. That's all right. I have my beautiful wife here. She's worth going back to. But I'm not ready. Come on, red.
It is red.
Okay. Okay. Red.
Red deuce for a sweat.
8. 8 of diamonds. 8 of diamonds.
Red 8, standing by.
8 of diamonds.
Oh, there he is. You gotta make you sweat with it. You gotta make it a little
Sweating.
black, right?
I saw the black.
Yeah. And he's like, oh.
I'm in the Stanley Cup Finals. I was never that nervous. As soon as...
I met Phil Kessel in Toronto. Daniel Negreanu introduced me to him, and he was telling me that, you know, he's played some pretty big hockey games before, but that when he was railing the final table of Negreanu's one drop, and Negreanu sold him something like 2 or 3 or maybe 5%. And so it wasn't for that much money for him, but he said that he's never been more nervous, just sweating from the rail. You know, and he's played in, like, you know, the gold medal game, you know, and like he's, you know. Poker can be a stressful. You do this every day.
It's so different, though, right? It's so different because you're alone. You're by yourself. It's all on you. It's like.
Oh, trust me, Jeremy's used to being in control.
Good job, man. Oh, thank you. I didn't want to leave, man.
Neither did we.
That would have been awful.
Long story short, JR doubles up.
Hello, my babies from Monaco. Now, Monaco is home to some of the richest people in the world, but it's also home to a real live princess. And this time for Challenge Tapes, you guys have voted that I need to dress up like a princess and go take photos with tourists. So I've been given 1 hour to take 30 photographs of tourists. Why that number? Because no one really thought this through. It's arbitrary. Seems like I might not be able to do it. That's why it's a challenge. Anyway, one thing you guys should know is that all princesses are born with magical powers. So right now, watch my princess magical power as I change into my costume. Here we go. Here I am. Look at this. In my princess costume. They told me that I couldn't have a wand because wands are for fairies, but guess what? I'm a princess. I will have a bleeping wand if I want a bleeping wand. Got our first customers over here. So you guys gonna buy a photo or what? Yeah, I see you have a camera. Can we do one photo? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Who's going to kiss the princess?
Who is gonna kiss the princess? That's a good question. For €1 in Monaco, this is easily the cheapest thing you will do all day. Whoop! We got another. All right, we'll go real quick here. Okay. If I have to. Un beso, beso. Por favor. Oh, gracias. Uh-oh, wait, hold on. 10 euros. Ah, unbelievable. Stiffed. I feel like it's a lot to ask to charge someone to be forced to be seen with me right now. I might throw the whole, you know what? Does anyone have a marker? Let's just make this a little more realistic. Free photo here, free photo. Yes. What do you think? Pretty muscular for a princess, I know. Do you want to hold my wand? Hey, princess photos! Is that your husband on the line? Tell him I'm not here. Okay, here we go. You know, my dad used to call me princess all the time, and I don't think it really messed me up at all. This means kiss a princess, I pay you 10 euros. Actually, no, it's totally worth it.
10 euros, 10 euros.
Hold on. Does anyone have any change for a 500? He's got one. All right, cool. Thank you very much, sir. I am very popular south of the border, apparently. I truly am princess for a day. Kiss a princess for only 10 euros.
She's my princess.
She's your princess? Okay, well, go ahead. That was the stuff right there. That was the stuff. That was the stuff from fairy tales. The reason I even do stuff like this is just because I don't really have anyone in my life, you know, and it's all for attention, and let's all get to know each other. What are you guys doing later? Enjoy that ice cream. It all gets way worse after that, just so you know. Everything's happy and you're eating ice cream, and then the next day you're dressed up in a princess costume for $100. Well, my babies, I think I smashed the Stapes Challenge. So once again, y'all failed. Y'all can't embarrass me. I embarrass you. You don't embarrass me. So once again, I win the Stapes Challenge. Boop. I broke my wand. I broke my wand! Unbelievable! It's supposed to be my day, and I can't even have one thing go right. I don't even care about any of this anymore. There we go. I'm out. Peace. I'm done. This. can't see where I'm going.
Mike McDonald takes a long time at the table, so we started thinking about these prop bets for him that would distract him or speed up his play.
Bill Perkins ended up betting me $10,000 on whether I'd be able to do 300 air squats in an hour while playing in the super high roller. I think I made a joking comment, I could do 300 while playing this tournament. And he's like, all right, you're on for 10,000. I'm like, all right. Well, that was I was thinking I'd be done in like 15 minutes or something like that. In the end, it took me about 37 minutes to do the 300. So I won 10,000 from Bill.
The number he probably could have done was maybe 400, 500. He probably thought he could have done 1,000. Yeah, I should have made it 600 to make it interesting, make him sweat a little bit more, but it was all in fun.
Then we were talking about doing push-ups, and Bill was asking how many push-ups I could do in an hour, and I said I think I could do 300 push-ups in an hour. And he countered with, all right, how about 350 where...
If you win, you get 10K plus another 10K to the charity of your choice. If you lose, you pay 10K, but that 10K doesn't go to me, it goes to the charity.
You know, I thought 350 was a number I could do, even though I wasn't as confident. I still thought I'd do it.
He's actually a very honest guy. He was not going all the way down. Oh, I didn't do that one, do that one.
Come on, push through the table. That one didn't happen?
That didn't hit. He's missed one. He missed another one.
We put this like plastic sandwich box that was about the size of a fist. I had to have my chest touch every single one. So like I definitely did over 350, but like plenty of them, my chest would miss it.
You missed 4 though.
I know, I think I got 13 there.
In the middle, when he wasn't going to make it, it wasn't clear, I said, if you at least get to 300, I'll put 10K to the charity of your choice.
I played a lot quicker. I think the table probably appreciated my presence a lot more. I had like the biggest level of card racking I've had in a month. I won 300,000 chips or something like that.
I think this helped Mike's game. I mean, he just was in super beast mode, doing push-ups, collecting chips, acting quick. It was amazing.
I ended up getting 323.
There you go, Mike.
I pay 10K to charity, Bill pays 10K to charity, and yeah, we're square from that.
The EPT Guide app is a great way to keep up to date with the European Poker Tour. From the home screen, browse locations and check available schedules by tapping on the images. Inside any particular event, you can check a range of information from day-to-day schedules to the entire festival lineup. If you want to stay in the know, hit News and scroll through the latest headlines from EPT events. For bite-size info, you can read the latest EPT-related tweets. The app is completely free to download and available for Android and iOS devices. Welcome back to the Bahamas. Once again, the Atlantis Resort and Casino hosts the PokerStars.net PCA. It's the 2015 festival, the 12th time we've had a PCA. And for the 5th consecutive year, we kick off that festival with the $100,000 buy-in Super High Roller, a record breaker with 50 unique players, 66 total entries. We're down to the final 4 right now. And it's the amateur player, the businessman Roger Sipple, who leads with 98 big blinds.
98 big blinds. Still lots of chips in play. The short stack is Sorrell, 24 big blinds. He is approaching the danger zone. But, you know, Steve O'Dwyer is going to be fairly comfortable playing 36 big blinds. Certainly 48 is enough for Bryn. And I think that these guys are all going to be fairly confident that they do have experience on their side.
And of course, we spoke to all the finalists before the start of play, including Mr. Sorrell Mitzi.
Me and Sorrell have had a funny relationship. We're both hard-headed and tough guys, so it's easy to butt heads with someone like that.
Bryn and I have had some serious history lately. He bubbled me out of the last 50K that I played, making a very loose call. Right before that, he knocked me out like 5 or 6 from the money in the 100K.
Sorel's definitely not going to like it if I take some big ones against him today. Even if I start to chip up a little bit, I think he'll feel it inside. I think that in Sorel's mind, there's nobody who wants to be out of this tournament more than me.
I would like to get a little redemption, so it'd be nice to go heads up with him and win.
Good luck to him, and we'll see what happens. When there's a white chip in
Bryn and Sorel talking about their rivalry there. As we come back at level 21 with the blinds at 50 and 100,000.
Yes.
10,000 ante.
Love this blinds level. James, quiz me real quick on how many big blinds everyone has.
Okay, Roger Sipple, the chip leader, has
78.55 big blinds.
Yeah,
Bryn Kenny,
38.25 big blinds.
Sorel Mitzi,
Wow.
19.2 big blinds.
Steve
Roger
O'Dwyer,
show right now.
29.05 big blinds. So we must have been looking at, when we looked at that leaderboard before, that must have been the old blinds level.
I believe so.
I spent the whole break like
Again, I want blood.
If Steve sees like a Jack 9 offsuit,
thinking, why did I
You've been
bet
spending
the
too
turn?
much time in the shark cage with all your demands for blood. It's not how we do things here in the SHR.
2 in there. Ooh.
A reminder of the prize money at stake. Fourth place pays 659,400. Better part of 875k for third, 1.3 million for the runner-up, close to 1.9 million for the winner.
Steve raising under the gun, ace-7. Kenny folds a small blind. Sorel 5-7 suited in the big. I think this is going to be a defend a lot of the time.
This is the 41st hand of the final table. Reminder, the hashtag on Twitter, EPT Live, the free roll password on your screen now, Poitiers, as in Sydney Poitiers, and not many seats available. 26,000 players registered, 30,000 spots up for grabs, so get in there quick.
Dwyer flops top pair. He did have Mitzi dominated, headed to the flop.
Action goes check, check. Sorel now with an up and down draw. Dwyer still a commanding favourite.
Five, 6, 7, 8 though. That's one piece of a runner.
And with a delayed continuation bet, Steve wins that one and is up over 3 million once again. Dennis says Bryn Kenny is such a boss. Would love to see him and Sorel clash in some big pot. And a lot of people commenting on the last hand we saw before the break, Joe.
Yeah.
And about Steve O'Dwyer's laydown. Dale says great laydown from O'Dwyer. I do think he has to, though. I would put my opponent on King-Queen at least in that spot. Adam says definitely a correct fold. Villain could have 7s, Ace-7, King-Queen, Jack-10, and possibly Ace-Queen there. Steve was only really ahead of flush draws.
I agree.
Oh, by the way, Brendan, keep your cards. I was looking at your cards last hand. I was looking at Sorel, so I didn't see it, but I probably could have seen your cards if I was looking at you.
Yeah, I saw my hand like it almost flashed up that time.
Bryn raising the button with Ace-Jack suited.
Deuces for Mitzi. He shoves all in.
O'Dwyer folds. It's back on Bryn, and Bryn calls. Oh, Dennis said he wanted to see Bryn and Sorel clash in a big pot.
But you're Bryn Kenny.
They're clashing in a classic race situation. A race for Sorel Mitzi's tournament life.
Like a Bahama Mama versus a Goombay Smash. One of these two hands has a slight mathematical advantage.
Yeah, we'll take the misdeal.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
Sorel came in as chip leader, and now he's at risk of going out. If we see an ace, a jack,
this would just be such an anticlimactic way for Sorel to go out.
I know, right? Doesn't feel right.
Steve, clear your throat. Come on.
I want it to be queen 10, 7, brick, brick.
Well, that's 3 bricks.
What's my equity now? Like, where are the math guys? They're like 68-ish?
Lower now that you asked.
Oh, shit. Queen.
we can see that Sorel is a 72% favorite. Has to avoid an ace or a jack.
I need the sweat.
Now he has to avoid.
I don't mind the sweat. Just keep it
4
clean
more
now.
cards.
That's right, 10 outs for
You got
Bryn
this,
Kenny.
Michelle. I believe in
Aces,
you.
kings, and jacks all working for Kenny. Those are the cards Sorel has to fade to survive.
3 of diamonds.
The former chip leader about to double up.
Oh!
It's a king. It's a straight for Bryn Kenny. And Sorel Mitzi exits in 4th.
Sorel Mitzi came in as chip leader. Finishes in 4th place.
Good game, nice hand. 3 in a row, buddy.
Fortunes
At
change
least
hands
this one
quickly
was-
in the super high
at least
rollers.
it was
Short levels.
670 this time.
Good luck, man.
See you later.
Yep.
Sorel cashing for 659,400. The remaining
Nice
3
river
players
card.
all guaranteed nearly
Second river in a row where I
875k.
looked at him, I saw him look at me, and I knew it was over for him.
So long, Sorel.
I don't look at the river card ever. I just look at the other player. I like the
Yeah,
sweat
I
better.
love the like.
Look at the other
know that
player
you
move.
won based on the pain on their face.
Yeah, yeah, like it. That's what he did. So, oh, that's mine.
If I could take a second, I just want to wish a happy
Nobody wants
birthday
to lose to deuces.
to Nick McDonald, working on the streams. He's a senior web project manager. Happy birthday, Nick. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be broadcasting right now.
Nick literally is pedaling on a bike which powers the stream, and if he stops pedaling, we go off air.
I hope your birthday is full of much rum and cake and SEO optimization, or packets being sent, or whatever things happen on the web. Happy birthday. Data packets, that's it. Data, is that a thing? Data packets, yeah? Okay.
Kenny raises, takes the blinds. 3-handed now. John Forrest says, poker is disgusting. Well, it was a race, John. It was 50-50 when all the money went in.
Poker is disgusting, but only if you eat it.
Ben Hughes says, I predicted the queen on the turn and the king on the river. I am a psychic.
Wrong card on.
And Ryan says, sad to see Sorel go out in 4th. Played great the whole final table. Good game.
Okay, Ben, if you're a psychic, tweet us, hashtag EBT Live right now with what I'm thinking. If you're correct, I'm going to send you a PCA t-shirt.
Shouldn't you write down
I'm
what
going to
you're
write it
thinking?
down. I'm going to write it down, James. See it?
Yep.
Okay. Father Time, always so stressed out. Look at him. Here's the shortest stack. 30 big blinds. I wish it could be blind to 50 and 100,000 forever. Forever and ever.
They're currently playing a 55 big blind average. Are you sure you'd like the blinds to stay this level?
Yeah, because when it goes to heads up. Okay, you're right. I have no pithy rejoinder.
Yep, I got it in ace jack suited versus Sorel's deuces, and it came 10-4-6. He asked for the queen on the turn, and they punished him with the king on the river.
Rolling away.
Yeah, that's not the card you want, a queen. How about a deuce for you? I had to bust your horse, but yeah. 100K big blind.
You guys aren't going to believe this. You aren't going to believe this. So Ben Yu, I asked him if he's a psychic to tell me what I'm thinking. He wrote peanuts or some food or a hot girl. James, read what I wrote on the paper.
My peanut in a bikini.
Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut in a bikini. That's M-R period.
Really? It looks like an M-Y.
M-R. What do you think this dot is?
Well, I don't know. You're American. You probably don't know how to use punctuation.
But I wrote Mr. Peanut in a bikini. That is ridiculous. Ship that man a PCA t-shirt. Ben Yu, make sure you follow at EPT Live. Let us know what size you are. We've got a hand happening here. Steve O'Dwyer, pocket aces. You know what? I like to call them pocket rockets. I like to call them pocket rockets.
That's great. We need to get that to catch on. That's a great nickname for aces.
Big hand for Sipple as well. Quing.
Come on, Roger, just shower him here. Let's go, baby. Come on, let's just get.
I'll bet my piece on you.
So Sipple 3 bets, makes it 600,000.
It'll probably be a long one when we get heads up, though.
It's my favorite. On the third before you check right.
Yeah, pull that one, honey. Good luck in the No, but Steve was tilted, so he for sure got value.
And O'Dwyer just
Steve
calls.
Opened, yeah, Roger 3 bet. Steve called from the small blind.
Steve's on 30, right? 30.
And flops quads.
Ay-ya. And Sipple could get into a little trouble here because when it comes to aces, it is pretty unlikely your opponent's got one.
Yeah, he hates the fold.
Let alone two.
Not a fan. Although I've successfully barreled him twice this turn, which is very impressive.
O'Dwyer checks and Sipple continues.
This one he folded turn, the other one
You almost don't even want to flop quad aces. You're just like, oh, this is no way I can make any money on this.
They know that I know that they're the stick is.
Chips, make any chips.
I think it's 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
Steve just calls.
Yeah, I bust Sorrel.
How much does Steve wish that Sipple had pocket nines here? Deuce on the turn. Steve checks again. I wonder if Steve even considered raising there. I know that when you have quads, you like almost never think about raising, but
yeah, for sure, never.
usually when you raise there, no one believes you. Anyway, Sipple does slow down.
Or anything but fucking queen, king, or anything that's not jack plus, yeah. I open ace jack suited button. He shoved 19 BB small blind pocket deuce ace jack suited.
Now
snap.
Kai's getting very excited and is tweeting death by quads. First of all, it's hashtag death by quads. Secondly, it won't be because Sipple cannot go broke here.
Dale got it. Dale got hashtag death by quads. He got the hashtag part at least.
Sure, but there cannot be death by quads here because there cannot be an elimination.
By the way, Sipple is the one who busted Ike. I almost said Ike Barinholtz. Ike Haxton yesterday with quads, and it was hashtag death by quads. Can you have a hashtag crippled by quads? Wounding by quads. There you go. Graphical Nick's got it worked out. Not a huge wound though. Not much for Sipple to get too excited about there. Gave up after the bet on the flop. Like I said, you don't want to flop quad aces.
Now, Kane is skeptical. Says, we need to see a picture of what you wrote. Seriously, that guy guessed right? Should I tweet what you actually wrote?
Yeah, I will say that I did re-emphasize the R on it after James couldn't read it, so that's why the R looks a little funny. But yeah, I wrote Mr. Peanut in a bikini. That is just bizarre. So things evened out a little bit after Steve O'Dwyer picks up a few big blinds on that hand. 66 now for Roger. 58 for Bryn, 42 for Steve O'Dwyer. Not much between these guys. No one in real trouble.
Okay, I've tweeted that photo. And talking of photos, don't forget we are playing the PCA 2015 Guess Who quiz here in the Bahamas. Your chance to win a PCA goodie bag plus a Sunday Million ticket. 8 pictures of well-known players in classic moments from the PCA, but we've removed that player, and you have to tell us who it is. Now, please don't tweet, please don't email the answer. The idea is to gather all the answers over the next few days, and then on January the 13th, as this festival draws to a close, we'll tell you how you can enter. So shall we have a look at today's photo?
Yes.
Who is missing? Who is the missing player? Please don't tweet, please don't email. Just write down your answer, and we'll tell you how you can enter this contest on day 5 of the main event, January 13th. So is it A, Jonathan Duhamel, B, Isaac Caxton, C, Jason Kuhn, or D, Randy Liu? Who is the missing player in this classic PCA moment?
I don't know. You know, I heard that, I thought, James, these were going to be classic photos from the PCA. Wouldn't classic PCA photos be more like guy waiting for a drink, guy being too drunk to find his hotel room, guy trying to break into someone else's hotel room, guy being too sunburned? Those are classic PCA photos. Someone's jaw dropping open when they see how much it costs for a burger and fries. Those are more classic PCA photos.
There's been some commentary on the Twitter feed, Joe, about the players potentially talking about some form of chop. Is it fair to say that Roger Sipple probably wouldn't entertain that conversation and wouldn't be interested?
It's hard. You would guess that, right? Because he's already got money, we assume, but you can't rule it out. We don't really know what's going on, but for a lot of these businessmen, yes, James, I tend to agree. They don't really need a saver, and also the title means a lot to them. The title, to have said that, you know, that they came in and beat 49 of the best players in the world, does tend to mean a lot to these guys. James, Brad got in touch to say, you guys don't know it, but on Twitch, the chat went nuts over the quads.
Someone cut and paste just a sample of what people were saying in response to those quad aces flopping. Share the enthusiasm that the audience had for that hand. Dwyer raises the button. Sipple folds, ace-4 in the small blind, jack-3 for Bryn Kenny in the big blind. He folds as well. So we've now played 50 hands at this final table. We've got down from 7 to 3. Roger Sipple, the businessman, playing around 6.6 million. Bryn Kenny second in chips with 5.6 million. Steve O'Dwyer bringing up the rear with 4.3 million. And a lot of people very impressed with Mr. Yu's psychic skills. As you should be.
I'm impressed and
good thing you're on the
freaked
train,
out,
huh?
quite frankly.
There's no new applicants.
And obviously, if Ben can continue to apply those psychic skills, he'll probably win more than just a t-shirt.
Yeah, I guess so. Bryn's limping in here with ace-3. Small to big. Steve's going to get a free look at a flop. And both players miss, but Bryn's ace-high is still good.
By the way, we have a poker reporter, Poker Telegraph. It says, "Dear EPT Live, from my personal experience covering the super high rollers at Aria, Roger does not chop, period."
All right, there you go.
You do.
And as Brandon weighs in, which may be a correct assumption, he says, Bryn and Steve would not entertain the idea of a chop until Roger busts.
Who do I owe a buy-in to?
Thank you to Brad Carr for taking a photograph, a screen grab of some of the chat on Twitch.
Let's alternate acting this out.
If he's got it in the account, he better give it to you.
Alternate.
Pocket kings for Steve O'Dwyer.
Oh, wow. They're going to get excited again in a moment.
OMG kings! King, 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 king. LOL!
He raises small to big. And queens for Sipple.
Okay.
Now you can get really excited.
It's just got a lot less funny.
Thank you, bro. You too. See you later.
Sipple, 3 bets.
Here we go.
650,000.
I think Steve probably expects that Sipple isn't going to 3-bet him light too often. So I think we could very easily see a 4-bet here from Steve. You know, if you think your opponent's capable of 3-betting you light, sometimes you just call here because you don't want them to fold. But Sipple's very often going to have a hand he can stack off with. There's the 4-bet from Steve.
1.25 million.
Dale says Sipple is about to get crippled. Frank says, cooler be like. How about that cooler, though?
2,930,000.
A shot from Sipple and a call from O'Dwyer.
Really quick call from Steve.
Now officially, Steve O'Dwyer is the all-in, at-risk player. However, he is an 82% favorite here to double up and take the chip lead. An 8.4 million chip pot.
This is sort of a classic problem where you got a great hand, the guy has just a slightly better hand.
Oh, what a tense moment for both these players.
I'll be down to like 200,000 or 300,000.
Steve especially, his tournament life on the line. Steve's in this tournament for 2 bullets too, remember.
As is Sipple, and he'll be left with 24 big blinds should O'Dwyer's kings hold. 5 cards to come.
Yeah,
No matter what, there's no way to get away from that one. There's no
I don't
way in
think
the
so.
world you're getting away from that.
It's just a cooler.
Yeah, the nastiest.
He has too many hits.
Still, at least you got 5 more cards to come, so you got a shot.
He's got a lot of chips. I was hoping he didn't have that many.
So here we go, kings against queens. And a low flop.
Opportunities.
Hearts not working for Sipple because O'Dwyer has the king of hearts. Right now, 2 immediate outs, the queen of clubs, the queen of spades. And that takes away the opportunities. 2 cards for Steve O'Dwyer to fade. He's about to become the big chip leader, 3-handed.
Yeah, he sure is.
It's a blank. So O'Dwyer gets that double up, and Sipple is indeed crippled.
Nice hand.
He's down but not out. He's down to 2.4 million, you know, and obviously that's
I had
a
quad
very
aces,
literal
by the
statement.
way.
Oh,
When did you have quad? Oh, back then?
it's share time.
Would the same thing have happened if I had re-raised?
You know, I wasn't that good. I was just trying to get you off of. Is this 4? It's 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7. That's 4. 4, 1.
Rodder's got 24 big blinds still. Obviously not ideal, but not horrible.
Well, Graphical Nick responds to all the people who've been asking for cooler cam all day. He says, this is your cooler cam action.